Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demon, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan.
Alright.
Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demon, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan. Tonight, the fun we are having is going to relate to a video I did a couple weeks ago on the Japan pressing of Dynasty. And tonight, we're not only going to talk Dynasty, we're actually going to talk every Japan pressing I have in the basement. And tonight's vlog was actually the idea of Byron T. Law. He left a comment on the Japan Dynasty pressing vlog that he speaks fluent Japanese, and he mentioned what the Obi on that pressing said, and my heart exploded. It was so cool. I loved what he said, and he also gave a clue. Due to the video quality, he could not translate the inner book, but he did say the very final piece of that writing said something about the tour. And he also mentioned that from what he could see, he translated some of the inner book, and what he alluded to, what he believed he saw, made me want to find out what all this meant. Also on the same video, in my head, Brant said, dude, just get Google Translator and you can translate these. And so that is what we are going to do tonight. Tonight, in the Wax Night basement, we are going to have some fun learning Japanese, translating. We're going to attempt to translate these OBI'S on my Dynasty, on my Elder. Those are both vinyl. I have some of those MQA CDs we can dive into. Let's just have fun with this. Let's see what we have never seen before. So tonight we are going to have some fun seeing messages on albums we never knew existed. Let's dive in to some Japanese OBI'S and learn something new. This is the fun of being a Kiss fan, learning something new every day, right, Pee-wee? Pee-wee's ready. Pee-wee's ready to speak Japanese.
こちらはキスの初期のレコードジャケットです。まずギターのポール・スタンレー、遠い星からやってきたという究極のロックスターです。ベースのジーン・シモンズ、まさに悪魔のような憤怒の表情と長い舌が特徴です。ドラムのピーター・クリス、9つの命を持つという猫、キャットマンが彼の分身です。そしてリードギターのエース・フレイリーは宇宙人、ザ・スペースマンです。
Now for the sake of this vlog, I found it easier to actually screenshot the translations than attempt to film the translations in progress. It became too cumbersome holding the phone and camera, trying to do the translate at the same time. My primary focus tonight is going to be on Dynasty, especially because of the inner sleeve booklet. The Killers MQA CD did have some cool translations, so we will talk about that. Double Platinum, what you would expect. The Elder, kind of what you would expect. We will touch briefly on that. We will not talk about Asylum and Off the Soundboard, because those pretty much translated to Asylum and Off the Soundboard. So our primary focus tonight is Dynasty. We will touch base on Elder, Killers, and Double Platinum. And first up, we're going to start off with the Obi. Now, keep in mind doing this, the translation is not always correct or always the best. And as you can see, the Obi states, "Rabbin' you baby," but it also says latest hit single. So I think translation is not quite what it should be. I think this should be "I Was Made for Loving You," latest hit single. And you notice that second icon, second Japanese text actually says new. And also advertising that inside this album are lyrics and translation, which would be that inner sleeve book. And of course the back Obi just translates to Now on Sale, Love Gun, Alive 2, Double Platinum, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. And as I mentioned in the intro, this inner sleeve for the Japan pressing is really what spurred all of this on, because this is a book, and in this book...
All right.
...is this complete write-up in Japanese text, and I have no idea what this is. Is it liner notes? Is it a story? So that is really what I want to dive into here. So I apologize up front. This text is very long, gets a little detailed, a little winded. Bear with me. And we move to the inner sleeve title, which thankfully Byron T. Law left a comment on the Dynasty Japan pressing vlog, stating he was fluent in Japanese, and from what he could tell, the title read Escape from Hell. And it does. And this is absolutely kind of cool and beautiful, and I will never ever really look at Dynasty the same. Escape from Hell is a very cool title. And thank you, Byron, for leaving that comment, because if you would not have left that comment, I would have never done this. And this is a lot of fun. This is the juice of being a fan. You just learn new things every day, and it's amazingly fun. And this is where it gets pretty thick, because this is the actual article I alluded to in the Japan pressing vlog. We couldn't tell if this was liner notes or a story, and it appears to be a story, because this little blurb box at the beginning, again, translation is tough, but it looks like it's basically saying about a year of separation for the solo albums. The return of Kiss is shocking, and this is the return of Kiss, and we are about to enter that world. I don't know what invite is to the world of the flower mirror means. Again, that's probably just a weird translation thing, but they're saying the first return is shocking, and I think this is alluding to this story is going to be inside the return of Kiss.
Don't miss the return of Kiss. It's the album you've waited 2 years to hear. Kiss Dynasty. It's the hot new, all-new album from Casablanca. Kiss Dynasty.
So as the story goes on, it appears that this is an interview, because Paul, relaxing at the hotel, talks about making time for shooting the movie and writing solo album by each member. Thus, most activity was suspended, and then it goes on to mention that in the double platinum liner notes, a journalist, Kiss researcher, wrote that Kiss effectively releases the live album incorporated into the schedule. And then again, there's more of those crazy translation titles. From the debut to Beast of Hell years, and from Hell's Army to A Lip. I don't know what any of that means, but it's wonderful. The story continues to mention there's a live album, however 4 sides are used for studio recordings of the original song. So I'm assuming they're talking about a live 2, side 4, and I assume this is Paul, who states, I did a lot of the original songs. And then there was a pause. Kiss was in the movie Phantom, shooting solo activities, and then it states, in an American magazine, Kiss is scheduled to shoot a new movie, which we all know they always talked about there was going to be a sequel to Phantom, they were going to do another movie. And then it says they are on sale for Escape from Hell, which I assume is the Dynasty tour, because it says start June 13th, Lakeland Civic Center, which that would be Florida, Lakeland Civic Center. The first date of that tour, there were 2 dates that were canceled. The first date of that tour, June 15th, 1979, Lakeland, Florida, Lakeland Civic Center. The article goes on to talk about the producer of the record, of course, being Vinnie Poncia, one of the hottest American producers, also the producer of Peter Criss's solo album. And a big feature on this album is all 4 members write songs and are evenly in charge of vocals. Of course, Dynasty being the first record that really featured a lot of Ace Frehley songs, and of course, one of my favorite tracks, Dirty Livin' with Peter. All 4 members were pretty present on the return of Kiss. Or as it's called here, Escape from Hell. And the article concludes with the author stating, they feel this is a great album. Successful, truly groundbreaking. I am impressed again. Depending upon the reaction, how much is the rebellion of the US tour? I think that's alluding to how successful will this US tour be. We'll heavily rely on how successful Dynasty is as an album. And we all know Dynasty sold very well. I think the initial run sold very well, but also we know the tides were changing and the audience was changing, and clearly from our homework here today, it is nice to know that this is a kind of a music critique write-up of the album and tour. Killer's nothing really special here, but the fun little blurb underneath the logo, Kiss is alive. Double platinum again, nothing hugely special. It does state it's not just the best. It's new recordings and new mixes of the songs. So that's kind of fun. And the elder, Obi, stating exclusive release in Japan. This album released only in Japan, as this Obi and cover are different than the US release.
All right.
And I think my favorite of all of these is the bottom Obi of The Elder. It states a concept album that shines unpleasantly in the history of kisses. It is funny that my phone at least translated it like this. This has been a doozy of a little undergoing. Again, I'm sure there's a lot of translation mistakes within, this Google app. Who knows how well it works, but you gotta admit, some of these translations have been informative and some have been downright funny. Thank you for hanging with us.
All right.
Thank you for hanging with us tonight. Thank you for waxing a little rock and roll nostalgia with us here in the Wax Night basement. Thank you for going back to school with us tonight, learning Japanese. Be good to your babies. Spay, neuter, microchip. Take care. Be safe. We will talk to you soon.